Good evening, fellow punters. The clock on the wall says 11 minutes past 7 on Tuesday evening. I'm in Belfast in the Fitzwilliam Hotel. I don't think I've ever slept as much in a hotel before in my life, and I don't plan to do it too often, to be honest. Arrived here yesterday at 4:30 and only had the breakfast yesterday morning, but lay on the bed and woke at 10 o'clock. Went looking for the usual kettle and whatever, couldn't find it. Found it today. It was behind a mirror over in the corner. They tried their best to hide it on me, I think, but we got it today there. And I didn't go out last night. Had the breakfast this morning. Met the people I'm touring with, and they wanted to go round the town. They're interested in flowers. They were going to the botanical gardens, and they were going that Ulster Hall, and they had an itinerary. So they said that they'd walk most of it today, and that I could chill or join them. So I said I'd join them at 9:30, but I got a phone call from actually it was from a brother around that time. He was diagnosed with prostate cancer, so he has a big decision to make. Will he have an operation in a month's time, or will he have radium treatment? So I had a good chat with him, for him to remain positive and to look on the bright side as best he can. So that it took a while. So it was well past 9:30, so they were gone. But they had my number. They said to me if they needed me any time that they would get back to me, but they didn't. So I'm well improved today. I slept a lot last night and in Donegal the night before. I slept from 6:30. I didn't go out at all until the breakfast the next morning. It must be a relapse of the MS in a different form I was getting this time. It's 18 months ago, I think, since I got the last bout of severe pain in the jaw with trigeminal neuralgia. I got a dart of it a couple of times, but that Friday and Thursday, but it didn't come back in the way the pain was, because in 2019 I was 4 days on the couch, never ate or never talked before I went to hospital. And I wrote, when I went to the doctor, I was writing everything, and anyone that came into the house, I was writing to them. So it wasn't, I was afraid that attack might come back, but it didn't. So it's supposed to be in a different forum. Also, I think the air conditioner in the vehicles I was driving the last month, the air conditioner, the blower was on the whole time. It was blowing to my head, and I'll have to turn it away. And the weather will be getting cooler as well. It won't be needed as much. So I was on to my GP yesterday, and when I get home tomorrow evening, there will be antibiotics and the little small tablets, steroids. I got them last October. He knows once a year I don't need them, so that should help me to recover. But I'm in better form, I must say, today. And I also, I'm able to look at the laptop, and I had the phone out a while ago, and if I lift my head and put the phone up, it's way better to look at, because I was trying to read the comments, and thanks very much for all your nice comments, I must say. I didn't answer them back yet, but I did read them today, but I had to hold the phone up in front of me rather than my head down. So, but it's to learn, I have to learn with the things that happen. So, we can't give up. I read a couple of saying to chill and relax and enjoy. No, can't do that. It's not ingrained in me. It's like if you're a goal down in a soccer match with 3 minutes to go, you can't throw in the towel. Or if you're 5 points down at half time in a GA match, you have to plough on and try and make a recovery. So hopefully it'll be all systems going in from now on. we were touring a good bit lately. We were in Donegal, as I said. We ate in Dom's the other day. That's the only time they had the dinner, because I told them it was better to have the dinner on a Sunday. And Bobby, the chef, even brought, I was told to go down to the kitchen. And I had the roast lamb. There was no beef, but it was a superb dinner. And they were all delighted with it as well. And we had the dessert. No custard either in Ballybuffet or in Donegal town. I had the apple pie with cream and ice cream. No custard. Custard must be a thing of the past. There could be an opening for someone there to exploit it, to get custard on the menu in every hotel. Or maybe I'm so picky. We were in Galway the night before. A funny thing happened. I went into on Puckon at 25 to 8. And it was difficult to get seated for one, but she said she told me I could wait out or sit outside, but that the kitchen closes at 8 o'clock. And I could sit 25 minutes after placing my order, but if the chef or if the kitchen closed, no food. So I said I'm a gambler, but I'm a hungry gambler, so I said pass on that. So I went down to a place of the Caprice, is it? Had fish and chips. Dead lucky, someone had cancelled their order and switched it, and I got it straight away. But I had no pints this last Sunday week, and I might have one tonight in Fibber McGee's at 9:30. I was telling the Yanks there's good Irish music there, but they go to bed. Two of them are in their mid-70s and the other in their early 70s, so they're gone to bed by 9 at night. They're on the ball every morning though, early. So we got through down south. Great. They're enjoying themselves, I must say, which is good. Anyway, I'm waffling on. I was looking then at a couple for tomorrow. There was several in the tracker running, but I thought they might have difficulty tomorrow. The best race tomorrow probably is the Fillies and Mares listed for 3-year-olds and upwards. This has been won the last 4 years by a 3-year-old. The top rated is Carnarvon. But I think she's one paced. In a handicap, she would be given £3, and she's getting 3, so she's £6 well in. But her last run was in the Nassau, and she wasn't beaten that far. But Running Line, is in the green colours there. I thought was very impressive winning the Pretty Polly listed in Newmarket.
In front now, going on to Fantasy, but Trust the Stars and Joyful Act coming to challenge. Running Line, one from the left in the green, weaving her way through, coming into it well. Behind those is Queen of the Fairies, and then comes Cracovia. They're heading down now towards the dip, and in the green jacket, Ashim Murphy on Running Line has sent her through to take it up now. Sumo Sam is in second position. Trust the Stars is behind these in third. Queen of Fairies, Cracovia, the next pair. Very well strung out here. Running Line looking for 4 in a row, and victory will be hers. Running Line and Ashim Murphy well clear. Sumo Sam in second.
Very impressive there. If you look at Carnarvon in the
from Neverending Story, and then Carnarvon, and here comes Holly. Holly's coming down the outside on Nashwa, and Nashwa really picking up, and Blue Rose Sen is imprisoned on the inside as they race down to the final furlong above the curve. Al Hussein, Nashwa storming down the outside, needs to find a little bit more. Then Blue Rose Sen, they race into the closing stages. Al Hussein from Nashwa, and Blue Rose Sen, and it's Al Hussein further Group 1 glory for sure.
I think it's between the two of them, the 2 3-year-olds. I just think the other one, the way she changed her leads at the furlong pole and pulled away, that if she's able to do that tomorrow. Her last run was in the French Oaks, and I think she was last in it. Talking about France, tickets are booked. Flight, hotel, and tickets for the Prix de l'Arc are got. 2 of us heading over at 5 to 7 on the Saturday morning, so we'll get the Saturday meeting in, and we'll get the Sunday meeting in. We're going over to support Hookham, and Moss Tucker will be going over as well. Seems to be way better for him this year than last year. He won a listed race the other day on yielding ground, and he was fourth at 40-1 into 20s, wasn't it, last year in the Prix de l'Abbé. So there's two of my favourites that I'll see in the flesh on the 1st of October. So looking forward to that. And what we plan to do as well is we intend to do a video from start to finish of it. It's just something I wanted to do. So hopefully we will be in good form for that and be able to share it with everybody. There's 2 other races tomorrow. We could do a reverse forecast with them too, I thought, as well. When I get out of the way, press the wrong button. There's a horse there, Just Any Eagle. It's handicapped to win again for Pat Flynn. It had 3 maiden runs last year. Handbrake fully on, 150-1 twice and 80-1. The first time it encountered good ground, it won at 25-1. I seldom you see horses coming from that yard winning a race in a handicap without money for it. It went up £7 after that. Back down £2 under its winning mark the last day. It was 20s into 7s. And it looked all over a winner.
On the outside is Mr. Mills, driven along in quiet as they swing in. 2.5 furlongs to race. Spread across the track, coming there towards the near side in blue colours, Not Just Any Eagle. Bardo Contigo still there. Challenging down the inside is Red Trail. Behind him, Magic Charm. Mr. Mills under pressure, staying on, but heading on with a furlong and a half to race. Not Just Any Eagle. Red Trail over towards the far side. Behind him, Magic Charm. Mr. Mills continues to stay on, but passing the furlong pole. Not Just Any Eagle. Red Trail over on the far side. Mr. Mills staying on from the back, Party Moon, and then Magic Charm, less than 100 yards to race. Not Just Any Eagle tackled on the far side by Red Trail as they go to the line. Red Trail on the far side of Not Just Any Eagle, close between them. Mr. Mills in.
He was only beaten by a nose there. I think he lost his whip, did he, coming up the straight. Each way bet on that is 5-1, and this is a bit risky, but with risk we get reward. There's a 7 furlong race tomorrow. Charlie Hills has 2 in it. Ryan Moore is riding Harry Magnus, but Hills isn't going that well. He's only 1 out of 25 in the last 14 days, which isn't hectic for him. But this horse is coming back after a break and he's gelded. But the only time he ran on the Goo in Kempton, I thought he was very impressive. And he beat that Zurun, with a decent enough horse. And Zurun is up again tomorrow, Baldings. That was down the field in big race lately, and it ran well in Ascot prior to that. But I thought he acted well on the surface.
Being wound up for another crack at Bandar. Back in third place, Zoo Run still got a lot to find as they now race into the final furlong and a bit. And Lord Uhtred, David Egan, powers past Bandar. Now Zoo Run's in top gear. Will it be too late? They're clear now from Dartman. Lord Uhtred out in front here. 2 or 3 clear. Zoo Run is closing, but not fast enough, and Lord Uhtred wins.
He must have backed the other one, the way he mentioned it 3 times in running. Well, we'll see what price he was that day. He was 2-1 favourite. But actually, the one I'm picking is £3 better off. There's a couple of more out tomorrow. I see what Harem is out tomorrow. So it was a big gamble on him the last days. 20s into 11-4 and drifted out to 13-2 at the off. If money comes for that tomorrow, it'll be... What race is that in? It's a 7 furlong race. The shunts are back on the flat tomorrow. Actually, David Mullins has 2 in that race. If the ground dries out, Hot Hermit have a good chance in that race, 7-1. Went up £3 for its last run. But had won in the 90s before, and it's 66, it was 63 the last year the handbrake was off. Geegan Preston is another one. We won it last year in Sligo. First time cheek pieces. Watch the market for that as well. Anyway, I'm going for something to eat now, and I'm at 1 pint later. So, bash the bookies, over and out.